The Unfiltered by Jade.
Jade. Welcome to The Unfiltered by Jade, where we educate, empower, and entertain. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, download, donate, and make everybody know about this.
Beats by RB Records.
Shopping assistance, your style, your budget. Our services include online and local shopping for individuals and businesses, personal shopping, purchasing of company and office supplies, importing and exporting small packages across Jamaica and worldwide, and helping you find unique gifts and items for all events and occasions. Contact us at 876-919-5195 or shoppingassistance2015@gmail.com. Shopping Assistance, your style, your budget.
Welcome back to The Unfiltered by Jade. Today we have with us here Afarin Bellisario. She is an author, a consultant, and advisor at MIT. Today we're here to speak about the struggles of Iranian women. And I'm sure Afarin will be able to bring us some new perspectives on this. So, hi Afarin, how are you?
Hi, fine, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem. Thank you so much for being here. I want us to start off by trying to find out what unique challenges do Iranian women face in various aspects of their lives, considering cultural, social, and political factors. Sorry.
Yes, I think that that sums it up. That's basically they are confronted with many challenges, including and it's not a new thing. It has gotten better and then gotten worse, and they are fighting, and sometimes the families are their best help and support, and sometimes the family also is traditional and conservative and stops them from being educated or working
Mm,
in their chosen field. The laws have changed over the last 250 years. Since the turn of the 20th century. Basically, back then they had no rights, nothing to help them. That has changed, even though the Islamic Republic had taken a lot of these rights back. Still, they have certain rights that are important to them.
okay. How have societal expectations and cultural norms impacted the rights and opportunities available to Iranian women, particularly in education, employment, and family life?
The thing is that it's not the challenges are different for different women. Some women, as I said, have a lot of support from their family.
Right.
Some women do not have support from their family, and obviously the situation is worse for them as well.
So, in instances like that, where some situation is worse for those women who don't have the support, what happens?
Well, they're basically on their own in some sense, but they really don't have. So in the United States, let's say that you don't get along with your family, but you have a decent education. You can stand on your feet. You can get yourself an apartment, and live your life. Those are not the choices available to an Iranian woman. You can't just go out and rent an apartment, for example. Even if you are a doctor or if you are highly educated professor, whatever you are, you are dependent on your male,
Partner,
relatives,
relative.
partners, relatives. If you have, it's amazing. But if let's say that my 18-year-old son could be more likely to rent an apartment than me, who are, I mean, I'm hypothetically speaking, but a doctor, a woman doctor, a woman
Wow.
professor. It's quite especially even that is true even in Tehran, in the more intellectual parts of Tehran, more westernized parts of Tehran. But certainly as you go further down the the ladder, and if you go to some provinces and other cities, that becomes even more difficult.
Wow.
Uh, so it's a, and then I mean, again, look, for example, many families, more intellectual families, support women to go to universities and get a degree.
Yes.
So that's very good, that's wonderful. But not all families do. And even when you have a degree, as I said, you still are dependent on for a lot of societal things on your family. So support of the family is very important.
Hmm. Okay. What are some common misconceptions or stereotypes about Iranian women, and how do these perceptions affect their everyday lives and aspirations?
Yeah, one of the biggest misconceptions are the fact that Iranian women are very strong and very courageous, and have been fighting for their rights for many years, for, as I said, 100 and some years. And one of the misconceptions is that and during the previous regime of the Shah Pahlavi regime, of course, Iranian women had more freedom, but it wasn't like this freedom has been given to them. Nothing has been given to the Iranian women. They have fought for it, as I said,
Mm-hmm.
during the constitutional revolution of the 1906. They fought. Later on, they fought, and part of the book that I'm writing, that I wrote, which at some point we'll talk about it, is a tribute to their struggles and their fightings, and never giving up, so to speak. So it's not a new thing. So that's one misconception. Nothing has been given for free to Iranian women, young and
Mm-hmm.
old, and they all have fought for it, and they still do. And that's commendable.
That's commendable. Very much commendable. In your experience or research, what strategies or initiatives have effectively empowered Iranian women and amplified their voices both within Iran and on the global scale?
Well, I think the more we talk about them, and the more we look at all different aspects as part another part of misconceptions, which I didn't mention, is that some of us who are in this country, who are in Europe, are educated. We don't, obviously we are not under the oppressive regime that is affecting women's life in Iran today,
Mm-hmm.
but we are not as visible. We are not speaking for our sisters, and
Mm.
sometimes those who speak only portray one segment of this very complicated and very rich tapestry of Iranian women. Iranian women are not only educated upper middle class or middle class, but they are working women. They're women who, and by working I mean as a domestic, as a somebody who cleans the houses. They're all women. They all have different jobs, and the lower in terms of economics and in terms of social status women are, the less right they have, and that's really, and it has been going on for many years. Just one story that I can tell you is that when I was growing up, I was this lady who, she took care of me. She was sort of my nanny, but it's not like the fancy nannies that we envisioned. She was very kind, not educated at all. She could not read and write, and she has been working all her life, and her husband was an addict, And one day, and this is before I was, she would come into work for us. But one day she went back home after a full day of working, and asked her husband, "Where's my son? Where's my daughter?" And the husband had gotten tired of them asking for food or whatever,
Mm.
and shoo them out of the house. And the daughter has been taken by someone, and the son was only, I don't know, 4 years old. The
Oh
daughter was
no.
probably two. And so that's the kind. She had no recourse. She looked for the daughter, and my uncles helped her and whatever, but the daughter was never found. Somebody had
Oh
taken her, and
no.
and nobody took the man, the husband, to task. Nobody
Yes.
punished him. And this is not this is not the war stories either. So,
Mm.
but that's one that affected my own perception of life in Iran.
That's not a good experience, though. That's not a good experience. So what you're saying is that we need more advocates for Iranian
Absolutely,
women.
absolutely, we need more advocates. Absolutely.
We need also people to be more educated about what's happening so that they can advocate. Because if people don't know what is happening, they can't advocate for anything.
Absolutely. I'm 100% with you in that. So, the more of us that speak, the more people will listen, hopefully. And I'm happy that yourself are here and advocating for Iranian women, and that will be very helpful. Yes.
Yes, because something needs to be done. And also, do you find that a lot of Iranian women want to migrate?
I think migration is not easy. I mean, I've seen them because of the diaspora after the revolution. I've seen them, and some of us, of course, we moved to the United States as young people, and we are okay. We'll start life. It's my family is whatever. But for a lot of women, that's not the solution. I think the solution, uh, unfortunately, it's a difficult solution. I don't know how to come about, but the solution is to provide for them where they are. And
Yes,
of course, we want to allow them to migrate, but you can't bring in 40
everybody.
million
You
women.
can't bring in everybody, right? So we ought to. I'm just asking that because if
Yes,
it is that they're under so much oppression there, if it is that somehow they look other ways or other means out, because it's not easy in this day and age of people to be going through that. That's not easy.
no, and people do migrate, and people do move out. I mean, there's a large Iranian diaspora, for example, in Turkey.
Mm,
That they're there, lots of women there, lots of men there as well. But that's not the solution. That
no,
you can only help so many people by that. But I think that if they have more opportunities in Iran, my feeling is that we still will have some of us will want to live in America, so that's a different story.
right. But for the
But
persons there, we
for
need we
people there,
need better solutions for them
correct, and the opportunities,
and
solutions, and
opportunities. So
opportunities.
right, but
Yes,
it all starts by advocating. It all
correct,
begins with advocating. How can
correct.
listeners outside of Iran best support the struggles and aspirations of Iranian women? And you know, how does international how can we have international awareness and solidarity? How can those things play in advancing their right?
Well, there are a couple of things that the international community, other women can do. One is that, of course, get the word out. Talk about the struggles cut up. The other thing is that with the internet today, people can work from anywhere. I mean, uh, unfortunately, the political situation with Iran and with the adversary situation between the government
Right, right.
and the United States, it's difficult. But if there are opportunities, for example, to support their work,
Mm-hmm.
if there's an Iranian woman, if there's a film that they made, if there is a music that they made, that's also a help to them. Or if there is a possibility to invest in their work or have their work. So anything that would allow them to work in dignity, um, is good. It's helpful. And again, if nothing else, at least we can let them know that they're not alone, and some of us, outside, both Iranians and non-Iranians, respect their work and respect their individualities, um,
And
and
respect their
are,
voice.
yes, and we are fighting with them. So that by itself is reassuring to them.
Their voice is important. We need to let them know that their voice is important. Well, um, Afarin, I want you to, well, I want to thank you so much for even using your voice as a means to get out the word about
Sure.
Iranian women, because as said earlier, not many people are aware of what's happening, especially when it comes on to the extremities that is taking place there. People are unaware. And if people are unaware, we can't do anything.
Yes.
So people who are even listening to this podcast, advocacy persons, counselors who want to advocate for people's rights, this is something that we can do to
Yes.
get the word out there. I implore you all to just get the word out there. Do reading so you can understand the multicultural aspects of Iranian women and understand how you can better support them and advocate for them.
And the other thing that people can do is to write to the Amnesty International. I mean, there are many, many Iranian journalists, women journalists, and women writers are in jail in Iran, and that's another thing that uh, we can uh, let. I mean, people. I mean, and I'm not saying it's. Unfortunately, there's so many trouble spots in this war, that so many darkness, that we can be in the streets every day for everything. But the voice of Iranian women, both inside Iran and outside, is important. So whatever can be done uh, to it's again, and to me, the plight of those in jails in Iran is particularly important, because uh, they don't have too many advocates as well. So that's another thing that the outside world can do. Can I don't know, I mean, I mean. Um, to show their support. And I don't know how, I don't know whether or not we don't want to get another, people going outside, but perhaps writing to at least Amnesty International to keep uh, their plight and their voice,
Heard. They need to be heard.
other, amongst other,
Yeah, I understand. It's important. This is an important topic. And it's important to get the word out for people to advocate on their needs, on their behalf.
yes.
Very much important. Afarin, tell us where is it that we can purchase your book? Tell us what your book is going to be about, and tell us where is it that we can find you.
Okay, the book is called Silenced Whispers, and it's all about the taboos and the whispers. It's a work of fiction. It happens in the Iran of early 20th century, and it's the hero, or whatever, the person, the is a lady. Her name is Gohar, and when the book starts, she's very young, but she's 14, but she gets married to someone who is 50 years old, uh, and but she doesn't see herself as a victim or whatever. She fights, and she's a very feisty person, and she does whatever she can do in her life.
Right.
So I hope that people enjoy reading about her and liking her character. The book will be out April 1st, but it is on pre-sale on Amazon, and also, independent bookstores. So please, by all means, ask your local bookstore if they can order it for you. That also will support their work. Or you can also buy it off Amazon as an ebook, or as a I don't know, a paperback or whatever. So
Paperback.
it's
Okay.
again, Silenced Whispers. There's a website already out with a little chapter of that. there is some historical perspectives about that, and we're hoping to make the website richer. And also, please do write to me via that email that's on the website.
Okay, what's the website address?
It's www.silencedwhispers.com. Silenced whispers. And for other people who just want to go on my website as well, it's afarin.net. That's easy to remember. Um, my background is in technology, so I can nav good websites. So
Oh
so
my
it's easy
goodness.
to remember. So
Thank you so much, Afrin. Thank you so much for sharing this. Thank you so much for opening us up to hearing about the struggles that are happening so we can be better able to help and to do our part because we want to see everybody happy. We want to see everybody successful. We don't want to see persons still going through this. I don't even know what to call it. It's we want to see that people can come out stronger because it's a lot. It's a lot. It's all
yes. I mean, there's these oppressions everywhere, my friend.
yes.
So it's not, it's not, the important thing is that never stop fighting, never stop,
Never stop
you
fighting.
know.
Good. Yeah,
And but the thing about Gohar, my, my protagonist, my hero, whatever, she is, she gets afraid, but she's not. But the courage is being afraid and doing the right thing. So
that's right.
it's not we are not all born superheroes. We are little people, but little people can speak and little people can do things. So I'm very optimistic, and I know that we should all be optimistic about future.
Nice, nice. So thank you so much again, Afarin. I loved having you here. I loved hearing your experience, your story, and even about Iranian women. I enjoyed it. So thank you.
Absolutely, and if you like me to come back, by any means, absolutely.
Most definitely. I'd be happy to have you back. Oh
Wonderful,
my
wonderful.
yes. So thank you so much again, and thank you so much to our listeners on the Unfiltered by Jade, and we'll be back next week, Tuesday. Thank you.